This is Pro Series Off Topic.
Welcome back to Off Topic. This is episode 41. Today's topic is about putting age limits to your goals. There was a post on my, or a repost that I did a couple years ago on my personal Facebook page about putting limits to your goals and kind of like putting it in a celebrity's perspective or very successful people's perspective on where they were at certain ages and when they got their starts and stuff. I am lucky enough to never really care about age limits or putting age limits to my goals. I obviously have goals and I put when I want them done, but I don't put them in age groups. Like if I want something, say I want so many downloads on my podcast, I'm like by the end of the year or in 2 years. I don't put them on, I guess it's kind of the same, but I never really stress about not being somewhere at a certain age. I think age, to me, it just doesn't matter. And I know I'm very lucky that that's how my mind works, because I know a lot of people stress over age, and it's not their fault. It's just society making them kind of put those limits on certain goals. If it's your business goals, your career goals, or personal development goals, or just your personal life goals, they've kind of just drilled into you over generations. At certain ages, you have to be at a certain spot in your life. And this post kind of spelled it all out. It's pretty long. I'm going to read the whole thing just to kind of put it in perspective. It is from a guy named Giovanni John. He posted it back in September of 2019. But I think this post will live on for forever. And honestly, it means so much to anybody that's struggling with their age and not being where they thought they would want to be at their age. So here it goes. At age 23, Tina Fey was working at a YMCA. At age 23, Oprah was fired from her first reporting job. At age 24, Stephen King was working as a janitor living in a trailer. At the age of 27, Vincent van Gogh failed as a ministry and decided to go to school for art. At age 28, J.K. Rowling was suicidal single parent living on welfare. At 28, Wayne Kahn from the Flaming Lips was a fry cook. At the age 30, Harrison Ford was a carpenter. At age 30, Martha Stewart was a stockbroker. At age 37, Ange Lee was a stay-at-home dad working on odd jobs. Julia Child released her first cookbook at the age of 39 and got her own cooking show at the age of 51. Vera Wang failed to make the Olympic figure skating team and didn't get the editor-in-chief position at Vogue, and designed her first dress at the age of 40. Stan Lee didn't release his first big comic book until he was 40 years old. Al Rickman gave up his graphic design career to pursue acting at the age of 42. Samuel L. Jackson didn't give his first movie role until he was 46 years old. Morgan Freeman landed his first major movie role at the age of 52. Catherine Bigelow only reached international success when she made The Hurt Locker at the age of 57. Grandma Moses didn't begin her painting career until the age of 76. Louis Burgess didn't become famous artist until he was 78. Whatever your dream is, it is not too late to achieve it. You aren't a failure because you haven't found fame and fortune by the age of 21. It's okay if you even know you don't even know what your dream is yet. Even if you're flipping burgers, waiting on tables, answering phones today, you never know where you end up tomorrow. Never let yourself, you're too old to make it. Never let yourself miss your chance. Never let yourself know that you're not good enough. You can do it. Whatever it is, set your soul on fire. This post is what I posted a couple years ago. Again, I didn't actually make the post. It was from Giovanni John on Facebook back in 2019, and I just reposted it. But it was a reminder on Facebook that I reposted it back in 2020 and still stands true to time. And I think it's something that a lot of people need to hear because we're putting age limits on our goals and we kind of give up because you never know, if it could take another year after you give up, or it could take a day after you give up to get to your goal. So you just really never know. Just stay consistent. I know that's something that I always talk about. And I know this off topic, you might be listening to it and they're like, this is so off topic. And I'm like, hey, this is why I created the off topic podcast, because it's just different. I want to talk about different things. And it's kind of naturally segued into this just inspiring quotes and stuff that I've found. And I do that Motivation Monday thing. And I just feel like a lot of people just need to hear it. And I know I need to hear it. Again, I don't feel pressure from age, which I'm very happy about, but I know a lot of people do. I feel pressure that sometimes like there's a dull in success, like the success of Facebook or the success of social media. Like if I plateau and stuff and I'm not hitting my goal by the end of the year or whatever I have for that goal. So I do have it in a sense, but I just don't put it on age. I always feel like I'm close to 30 now, and I always think 30 is old. Until I get to that age, it doesn't seem old. Like as soon as I turn 30, it's not going to seem old to me. I did the same thing at 25, 26, 27, 28. It all seems old until you get there, and I'm like, it's just another age. So age really just doesn't bother me, but I do know it does bother a lot of people. And to get back onto this topic, that same day I saw this shared post on Facebook, I had a TikTok come up on my feed of Jelly Roll from this year's 2020 or last year's 2023 CMT Awards, his acceptance speech of winning New Artist of the Year. It was a motivational speech about him, being 39, winning New Artist of the Year. Kind of ironic type of thing, and he's like, don't give up on your dreams. It's a great speech. If you have not seen it or heard it, I will share it as a reel on my social media, so go follow me at Eric Dillman Designs. But you probably could find it anywhere on YouTube, anywhere. Just look up CMT 2023 New Artist of the Year Jelly Roll, and that will come up. But that's something I felt like needed to be talked about today. I think a lot of people in society pressure us to be at a certain age, you need to be somewhere in life, and that's just not necessary to do. Life is not a race. So now that we're done with that first topic, let's get back into Country Music Weekly. First up, Morgan Wallen. We talk about him a lot on this podcast, but this week he kind of came out with a post. It was a lengthy post on social media about an album that was going to drop this past Friday, the 26th. It was a 10th anniversary album of his first album, and he kind of talked about how that first record deal didn't go as planned. He was kind of tricked and signed into something that he didn't want. He wasn't proud of that music. He has nothing to do with that. Those people that are in charge of that label or the management and all that stuff. And they decided to release a 10th anniversary album, kind of to go off the coattails of his success. And his response was like, don't go listen to it. Like, this is not my new music. I don't want people to know that this is not my new music. And instead, he came out with the one song he was proud of, and it's a fan favorite called Spin You Around. He kind of redid it himself on his new record label. Kind of pulled what other artists are doing nowadays. So go check that out. It's called Spin You Around 1-24. That's just the day he recorded it. But go check that out. Next up, Tyler Hubbard came out with another single called Turn. Great song. I guess he's coming out with another album if he's coming out with a bunch of these singles. Can't wait for that. And then Connor Smith came out with another song from his upcoming album, Smoky Mountains, with Haley Witters. Roulette on the Heart. Great song. Haley Witters is an artist that I don't know. She's had so many great songs, and I just don't know how she hasn't popped off and had that like awesome number one single. It's I know it's to come. It's long overdue. Next group, Runaway June, has had a lot of changes in the last so many years. It's a 3 female group. You might know them from I Could Buy My Own Drink about 3 years ago. A lot has changed since then. They have changed out 2 of their members. So the only member still from the original is Jennifer Wayne. And yes, she is the granddaughter of John Wayne, if you did not know that. But they came out with a new single called Make Me Wanna Smoke. So they do have a new lead singer. And then they have another singer that has been in the group a little bit longer. But that's all for new music this week. Let's get back to the media-based chart. At number 5 this week is Cody Johnson, The Pater. This song is so good. It has to be a number one. It's his whole new album. Cody Johnson's whole new album is just amazing. Go check it out. It's leather. It is great. I can't wait for the second part of the album to come out this year. It's going to be amazing. It's a no-skip album, one of the best of last year. Definitely behind Zach Bryan's Zach Bryan album and Morgan Wallen's One Thing at a Time. But go check that out. Number 4, Warren Ziders, Pretty Little Poison. Again, this artist, he's really hot right now. Pretty Little Poison's a great song. It's a very rockin' country song, so go check that out. Number 3, Riley Green, Different Round Here with Luke Combs. Number 2 this week, Nate Smith, World on Fire. And number 1 this week is White Horse by Chris Stapleton. This is all I have for Off Topic this week. We have another Pro Series coming out earlier in this week or early next week. Check that out. But if you don't follow me on social media, check me out at Eric Dillman Designs on all social media except on X. It's Eric Dillman DZN. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will talk next week.